Today, we will discuss the key provisions of a share pledge agreement in project finance. In a limited recourse structure, lenders rely primarily on the project's cash flows. However, they also require security over the shares of the project company. The share pledge agreement allows lenders, through the security agent, to take control of the project company if a default occurs. It is therefore a central enforcement tool. We begin with definitions and interpretation. As always in project finance, precision matters. Define terms such as secured obligations, enforcement event, or pledged shares determine the exact scope of the security. A careful reading of these definitions is essential to understand what is actually covered. The heart of the document is the creation of a first-ranking pledge. The pledgor, usually the project sponsor, grants a pledge over all its shares in the project company. First ranking means that this security has priority over other security interests on the same shares. From a credit perspective, priority determines control and recovery. Delivery of possession is often a legal requirement. It may involve the transfer of share certificates, registration of the pledge in the shareholders' register, or notification to the company. These formalities are not administrative details. If not properly implemented, enforceability may be compromised. The scope and extension of the pledge clarify that the security covers not only existing shares, but also future shares, dividends, liquidation proceeds, and sometimes shareholder loans. For lenders, this ensures that value cannot escape the security perimeter. Restrictions on the transfer of shares are fundamental. The pledgor is typically prohibited from selling, transferring, or further encumbering the pledged shares without lender consent. This preserves the stability of the ownership structure during the life of the financing. Representations and warranties confirm that the pledgor legally owns the shares, that they are fully paid, and that no prior security exists. If these statements are incorrect, lenders may have immediate remedies. These provisions protect against hidden structural risks. Undertakings of the pledgor and of the company are ongoing obligations. They may include maintaining corporate existence, not amending constitutional documents without consent, and ensuring that the pledge remains valid and perfected. These undertakings preserve the integrity of the security over time. Exercise of shareholders' rights is a sensitive area. In normal circumstances, the sponsor retains voting rights and dividend rights. However, upon the occurrence of an enforcement event, these rights may transfer to the security agent. This shift of control is the essence of the share pledge. Lenders can step into the ownership position if necessary. Enforcement of the pledge is the most critical section. It sets out how the security agent may sell the shares, appropriate them, or transfer them to a third party. The mechanism must comply with applicable law and the intercreditor framework. From a valuation perspective, the ability to execute a swift and orderly sale directly affects recovery assumptions. Irrevocable power of attorney clauses often complement enforcement rights. They allow the security agent to execute transfer documents or exercise voting rights without further action from the pledgor once default has occurred. Duration and release provisions explain that the pledge remains in force until all secured obligations are fully discharged. Cancellation or release typically requires confirmation from the security agent. Finally, costs and expenses allocate the financial burden of creating, maintaining, and enforcing the pledge. These amounts are usually secured as part of the overall obligations. In conclusion, the share pledge agreement is the lender's gateway to corporate control. In downside scenarios, it transforms lenders from passive financiers into potential owners. For finance professionals, the key questions are clear. Is the pledge properly perfected? Does it grant real control upon enforcement? And does it effectively capture all value embedded in the shares? Those elements ultimately define its strength as security. If you found this summary useful, don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video with your colleagues and friends, and check the description below the video for useful information. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.